Hey, friends. Hope you are doing well. We had a little bit of tech issues here as we're adjusting. So I am super excited to be here, to be joining you and doing yet another Let's Talk Business Q&A interview. I don't So while she's hopping on here, I'm sure that you guys have noticed that as we're moving into this back to school season, it's a really great opportunity for us to be able to connect with others. Hey,
I don't know why, but it's making me turn my phone sideways.
that's because my phone is turned sideways.
Oh, this is super awkward. But let's do it. Okay. I'm looking over here and that's not where my eyes should be. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening. All right.
Exactly. But the cool thing is, if you notice, now we're in full split screen.
Super cool. Look at you being awesome and figuring things out and teaching me all the time. I love you.
Oh, I love you. So,
I think my head
over
looks big. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, my head is big. It's totally fine. So yeah, so
Not as big as mine. Mine's way bigger than yours right now. I'm looking at it on screen. I'm just throwing it out there.
funny.
Okay.
So as we're getting started, as you've noticed, this is the amazing Tammy Osiecki. Did I say that correct?
Oshesky, but you were close enough. It's all good, sister.
I'm really big on that. So Osiecki. Got it. Because it's
Okay, man.
really important to me. So she is not only a phenomenal silver leader with Young Living, well on her way on the rise, she has also won a trip to Hawaii with Dream 1000. Super
She did.
exciting.
That's super exciting.
And
Hey, they haven't announced it yet, so I still don't claim that I want it. But
okay, got it. So she's just kind of in the process with all that. But nevertheless, in terms of strategy, if you are in the Grow Period group, then you heard or saw the video that she created at the very beginning when the promo was announced of this
right.
process of creating a way to structure your business that
Mhm.
honestly, yes, it allowed you to be able to maximize on Dream 1000, but more importantly, it gave you the tools to actually build your business well. Because if we're in this and we're doing this as a business, I mean, yes, we love to live on people, and we'll talk about that because she brings a great balance between heart and hustle. But when you're in that place where you're wanting to build your business, you have to have the tools to do it well. And so that is what she does amazingly. And that is why she is here now. So,
Yay.
yay.
I love it.
All right. So, just to kind of dive on in, how did you get started with Young Living and what prompted you to explore the business end of things?
Um, okay, so we got started with Young Living when our family really needed a lot of immune support. We were in that like cycle of stomach virus that just would not go away. And you know what? It was funny is when I got my starter kit, it had the flex oils and they took out Digees and put in tea tree. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I called the girl who ended up being my enroller, who I didn't know. My
Mhm,
best friend, one of my best friends, Danielle, I actually called her and I said, hey, you use
mhm.
these oils I hear about. Can I sign up? And she actually gave me away. She gave me away to
Oh,
someone who
wow.
I've met her. I've met Jen, I think once, maybe
Okay.
twice. We talk on Marco, but
Mhm.
so Jen technically enrolled me, and then she stacked me under one of her legs. Again, don't know these people, so
Wow.
don't ever, ever, ever give the enrollment away. That's the whole point of that conversation. Because now I
Mhm,
tell Danielle all the time, you could be
mhm.
getting some pretty sweet free oils if you if I had enrolled under you, because I didn't understand that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
signed up, did all of that. Hosted a class at my house. I hit star, didn't even know what that was. And then I
Mhm,
didn't really do the business for another probably 2 years when we relocated to
mhm,
Florida. And
mhm.
I had owned a residential and commercial cleaning company out Pittsburgh, realized that I hate tile floors and that's all Florida's made of. So I was like, I can't do that business, man. I can't. So I saw a business opportunity. I knew that there was a business opportunity there. So I
Mhm.
talked to my sponsor and I
Okay.
asked her, hey, where do I go? Like, what? how does one even say they want to do this business, right?
Yeah.
So we talked on the phone. She told me to get Sarah Harnish's silver book. Help me, what's it called? Game plan.
Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
read that and I hit silver in 6. So that's kind of how
Wow.
like the business started from that point. Just from the
Wow.
book.
Okay. Yeah. So you're just kind of, oh, cool. Let's do this, and just went with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of my personality.
This is very true. I can very much attest to that.
Right.
And so with being in that place where you took game plan, because you're actually the second person, and I can't remember. I know at least two. So I know Stacy Lloyd Vincent said the same thing with game plan. You said the same thing with game plan of just I took it and I ran with it, and it's just did amazing things for me. And so when you were in that process of building, because at that point you were still in Florida. So at what point did you all decide in terms of moving from being stationary in Florida to actually having this mission, if you want to talk about a little bit more, where you're moving, you're traveling all the time? I mean, you're changing locations, what, every 2 to 3 months?
Months, girl, it was 2 to 3 weeks. I've been
Oh my
I've
gosh.
been sitting in Colorado for 6 weeks, like itching, going, okay, I've seen it all. It's time to go. This is the
Wow.
longest we've been anywhere. And then we
Wow.
will go to Texas for 2 months, and that will be the longest then. So no, I
Oh,
don't enjoy
wow.
sitting still this long. Okay,
Okay.
so when did we start that? So in
Mhm.
Florida, I built a lot, almost all of my volume, right? Like all of my team
Mm.
down there. I have a huge team down there,
Okay.
underneath Brandy, and
Mhm.
we would do class after class after class. So when we
Mhm.
decided to leave, I had the biggest fear because
Mhm.
I did a lot and I don't
Mhm.
advocate for that. I was teaching 20 to 30 classes a month. I was
Wow.
doing all the things. You cannot be duplicatable if you're the expert. And I learned that, right? So
Mhm.
then when I left, I had to take this big deep breath and go, oh, they're either going to fall apart or they're just going to figure it out. So
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
amazing thing is they figured it out. And Brandy
Very
ended up
good.
hitting silver 2 months ago
That's
because she
right.
saw the vision and she saw and she
Mhm.
took over kind of like educating and helping people and really taking charge of the Florida crew.
Mhm.
And my
Very
team is
good.
so amazingly incredible that Brandy tells me all the time, even if you have cross-line girls here,
Mhm.
they can come to all of our events, even if they're not on our downline. Now, for me, I usually do stack kind of like region to region. I'm like Pittsburgh, we have some in South Carolina, we have some in Florida,
Mhm.
and now as we
Mhm.
travel, we're kind of sprinkled everywhere. So, um,
Wow.
but when we are in Florida, most of that volume was in one lake, but now we're kind of spread
Mhm.
out everywhere. So
Mhm.
we decided the goal was, and
Mhm.
sometimes we can make a plan, and
Mhm.
God has a bigger plan. I don't,
Yeah.
I try not to control my own schedule, right? That's why we try not to schedule
Mm.
our months out. I try to go with the
Okay.
flow of where God is pointing me. So like I
Yeah.
only know where I'm going next, and after that I have no idea. Like I kind
Wow.
of want, but I'm like, I don't know where, right? So a lot of people would be
Yeah.
freaking out. I know you'd be freaking out. You'd be like, where
Oh
am I
my
going?
gosh. Yes.
Right? I have
Yes.
no idea,
Exactly.
sister.
Oh
So
wow.
for us, it
Mhm.
was okay, when I hit gold, I'm going to hit the road, right? And
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
we were just had this like undeniable calling. We're like, we got to do it sooner. We got to figure
Mhm.
it out. So then it was like, okay, when the paycheck hits this, we're going to retire Shane. And we did do that. And then, we were
Mhm.
able to live off the Young Living paycheck and live off some of our savings and just
Mhm.
travel and do mission work. So we travel the United
Wow.
States. If I know Lydia knows, but we travel the United
Mhm.
States and we volunteer in churches. We want to aim towards natural disasters, but
Mhm.
we're kind of having hiccups with like they don't have insurance and funding and they don't
Yeah.
have all that they need. So for
Mhm.
our heart is to be RCDs so that we could literally walk into a place that was just hit
Mhm.
by a hurricane and they're like, hey, we don't have the funds to put on the roof. And we just say, basically, here are the funds. Like, here, you
Wow.
don't need to get funds. You don't need the insurance to come through. Not only will we physically do the work, because I believe that our mission is the hands and feet of Jesus, but
Mhm.
I want to be
Yeah.
able to like financially put that roof on for them as well, which is
Mhm.
another thing that we do. So like if I teach in any church, because
Mhm.
I teach an oils of the Bible class, if I
Yeah,
teach in any church, I take that profit and I donate it back and I tithe it to the church.
very good.
Because it's not, you know what I mean? It's not mine anyway. So, and God puts all those amazing people in my path, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not here to profit off the church. I just want to educate people on
True.
more plant-based, godly, less worldly
Hmm.
products, you know?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
um, for us, it was, you know, it was, we had all these ideas of what we thought
Hmm.
were our plan. And then I was
Hmm.
like, we're just going to squash that and just do it. And we just like
Wow.
pulled the band-aid off and just did it. And it's worked
Wow.
so far.
So awesome. And I mean, it really is. It's literally walking out on faith or really driving out on faith at this point of just,
Yeah,
and you
we
just
be
kind of
driving.
take it step by step. Oh yeah. And so I
Right.
just think it's so beautiful and so awesome that you're willing to do that and that you were able to see that bigger picture because it's exactly part of not just again that heart of what you bring to when you're presenting what you bring to your team, but it's realizing that if we take that business acumen and apply it in this way, we can do great things. It doesn't have to be an either or. So it's
Right.
really, really awesome to hear from someone who's in the midst and doing it. Just no, seriously, you guys, it's very doable. We're doing it right now. That's what we're doing. So
Right.
yay. Okay, so you'd already mentioned before that you were in business and that you are of course traveling and you're just boop 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 boop, boop all over the place. So when you're on the go, what is that process of, I mean, building your team? Because I mean, I don't know if you know the percentages in terms of, because you know me, I'm a numbers girl. So would you say that in terms of the people that you have in Florida versus the people that you have everywhere else, is it almost the same amount of people in Florida as it is everywhere else, or is it kind of maybe about half-ish, or
Yeah, no, I would say that Florida probably makes up about 60 to 70% of our team.
okay,
Then Pittsburgh is around, you know, like it's somewhere in 20, 30% of the team. And
okay,
then everybody else is kind of just scattered throughout. And
okay,
we've only been on the road for, I think, I mean, I think we're close to like 9 months. So
yeah,
we have really just been, like I said, sprinkling across the US at this point. Like
mm-hmm.
we've been in Colorado for 5 weeks and we have so four, five, six, seven, somewhere around 10 new members just in Colorado alone from being here for six
Wow,
weeks.
the six
So,
weeks,
you know
huge,
what I mean? If I
yeah,
can like do that in every
mm-hmm.
location that I go to, then
Yeah,
we'll be sprinkled a little further. But like I
yeah,
said, we are usually in a location for about 2 weeks at max. Like we did South Carolina
wow,
for 2 weeks, Panama City for 2 weeks. And I mean, when we
yeah,
went to Panama City, it's a natural disaster zone. Like it's crazy there. There's,
mm-hmm.
you know, it's not, you're not really pushing the business. You're really just volunteering and loving on people. But
Mm-hmm.
as you're
Yeah,
loving on people, you know, you're
mm-hmm.
building that relationship through, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
love you. I want to care for you, you know, and that's that trust
Yeah,
build that you know,
yes,
you have to have because people don't want to
mm-hmm.
be sold to. They want to be loved on and they want to make sure that you genuinely care about them. So
Mm-hmm.
I still check up on people that I met in Panama City after Hurricane Michael and just
Yeah,
say, hey, how are you? Like, how is your breathing? Because I knew you were having issues with the mold in your house because the roof was down and we had to come and fix it. And for
yeah,
me to like remember that, they're like, wow, that's really cool that you remember that. And I'm like, no, like I genuinely just care about you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I left you samples, but I
mm-hmm.
don't want you to buy anything. I genuinely care that you're
Mhm.
okay. So
Exactly.
I think that the more we can love people, the more you'll
Mhm.
be successful. And that is truly like the soul and heart of my
Mm.
business is I
Yeah,
love like hardcore love. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm like, if
exactly.
your kid's having surgery, I'm sending you messages. If they had surgery
Mhm.
3 weeks later, I'm still going to be the person checking up on you. And I get
Yeah.
so many times where people are like, I can't believe you actually remember that because I know you're busy because I see you on Facebook and you remember to like take 5 seconds just to say, hey, I'm just checking in. Like, I know
Mhm.
you had surgery. Are you cool now? Because it's like a few weeks later. Did you have your checkup? Like, was everything cool? And like,
Yeah.
how many times do we post about something and then you know, it's
Mhm.
something tragic and we're still going through it 2 weeks later, but people have already
Yeah.
forgot about it, you know?
Yeah.
It's those people that
Understood.
really remember that those are
Mm.
the ones that make you feel loved, you know?
Understood. Yeah. And I was going to say that actually answers the next question of how you go about building that sense of community, because it is that place of just having a heart for others. And so, um, you've talked, of course, about the fact you have your folk in Florida and then you have people that are throughout. So, with having them all to be connected and having that kind of culture of love, how have you seen it within your business and with your team, where it starts from you and then it radiates out, if that makes sense?
So for me, it's Marco Polo, hands down. I
Mm,
basically Marco Polo everybody on my
mm,
team and my prospects and my just using members. And
mhm.
I do it to a point where if we're watching the sunset, I will literally send you a Marco Polo randomly and say, I'm just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
because that's that's that relationship building. And that's the stuff
Mhm.
that they go, oh, like you don't want anything from me, and I'm like, no, just thinking about you, sun setting, pretty cool, thought I'd share, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
Mhm.
just loving on people in the tiny ways is really what makes them kind of like
Mhm.
just completely and utterly trust you, you know, and as
Yeah.
they should. Like I'm a
Yeah,
genuinely
exactly.
a nice person, right? I think about people all the time, and I
Mhm.
truly believe in the Holy Spirit, and if I'm thinking about you, Lord knows I'm going to text you, I'm going to say, hey, I don't know why
Mhm.
you're on my mind today, but if you could get off my mind, that'd be great. So what do I need to pray about you for? Like, and so many times it's so crazy because I had a friend
Mhm.
and I did that
Mhm.
too, and she was a non-believer, and that's perfectly fine. And she goes,
Yeah.
but you know what's crazy? She goes, and then we had not talked in like a year. And she
Mhm.
goes, Tammy, I just got a promotion today, and you were literally the first person I thought of because she had went to college and we went through that whole
Mhm.
struggle together. And like for
Mhm.
her to succeed in her business, she's like, you're the first person I wanted to call. And it's so weird that you like reached out to
Um,
me today. And I was like,
yeah.
well, dude, that's how the Holy Spirit works. Like, that's just how it works, man. So,
Exactly.
for me, it's a lot. Now, I'm trying to get my notebook out for you because I know you've seen my notebook, but other
I
people may
have
not
seen
have.
it. It's phenomenal,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. So I got a lot of these. I have notebooks and
Mhm.
they have notes. I'm going to flash it real quick, but I don't have the best of memories, but I want to love people and I want to make sure they're seen because
Mhm.
even Oprah has said, like, the only thing that humans psychologically want is to
Mhm.
be acknowledged, to be seen, to be heard, to be know
Mhm.
that they matter. You just have to tell
Mhm.
people they matter. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that every encounter I have with a person, they know that they
Mhm.
matter to me and that they weren't crossing my path for no reason. Like you were there
Exactly.
for a reason. I don't know what
Mhm.
it is. I will find out one day, but right now I just want to love you. So like I keep a notebook and like
Mhm.
every single person we meet, whether it's at a vendor event or it's at a
Mhm.
coffee shop or it's at a church or it's at a mom's
Wow.
group, I write
Mhm.
down their name and I write down kind of what we talked about and where they
Mhm.
are in their life. And then every time I private message text Marco them, I update that list. And I will sit down
Mhm.
with this notebook at least once a week and I will reach
Mhm.
out to these people once a week. And it's
Wow.
just, you know, I might end up spending 30 minutes just messaging people and loving on them, but
Mhm.
it can mean so much to somebody, you know, just to
Yeah.
go, hey, I really needed a friend today. You know, I didn't,
Mhm.
you know, I met you at a coffee shop and I thought that was going to be the only time I talked to you. I'm like, oh, no, no, girl, that ain't me. You
Exactly.
met the wrong person. We were friends forever.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's so
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Nope. Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my goodness. I really hope you guys are taking this in, because I mean it's especially with so much of what we've been reminded over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you've seen some of the other kind of Young Living um just talks that have been coming out. This speaks directly to just this culture and this heart that we have for people. I mean, that's
Good.
really why we do what we do. And so regardless of how other people may decide to do their business, what really works and what really matters and what really lasts is this. That's okay.
Oh, I'm over here.
Okay.
Yeah. You just
Oh my
have
goodness.
to love people. Like, I
Yeah.
cannot express it enough. And,
Mhm.
you know, everybody wants to know the secret sauce. Like, I'm a high
Mhm.
enroller. I travel
Mhm.
like crazy. I don't teach
Mhm.
in-person classes anymore. Like, how are
Mhm.
you enrolling 15 people? I'm like, because I love them.
Yeah.
I've done nothing but love them. I'm like, I've done nothing but follow up and just say,
Mhm.
hey, it's the first, okay, first day of school. every one of you should be messaging every one of your mom friends and say, how was it today? Did
Mm.
you get them on the bus okay? Did you cry or did you kick them on there? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that is an open invitation of
Mm-hmm.
school, like hello, like you know, and the
Mm-hmm.
Florida people went back like 2 weeks ago, and my Pittsburgh
Mm-hmm.
people are going back now. So now I'll follow up my Pittsburgh
Um,
people and say, hey, how's it going? Like, do you like their teacher? Do you know,
mm,
do they like their bus driver? Like, I mean,
mhm.
these are this is like how's the weather questions. You know, how
Yeah.
many times can I ask how's the weather? Only a couple, but I can start
Yeah,
asking like,
exactly.
you know, but
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely care. Do your kids like their teacher? Because I'm a
Yeah.
homeschool mom, so my kids sometimes don't like their teacher. You know, right? Like sometimes
Exactly.
they don't listen. So I'm all about getting like tips about, well, why do they like that teacher? How can I be a better teacher for my kids? Like,
Mhm,
tell me
mhm.
what she does. Like, why is she their favorite? You know, so like I genuinely care.
Too bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. And so I love that because it is, you're saying, it's just that simple. Think about the ways that we just simply go back to, you know what, let's just pretend it's the 80s and we don't have cell phones.
What? 80s? Yeah.
And you would just call up a friend because you cared about them. It wasn't like there was some sort of agenda. It was just, hey, you're just on my
Right.
mind. And that's it.
Just MySpace in and out, man. We're just on MySpace, you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to make friends. I don't even know if MySpace around in the 80s, but I can't remember my password because I my friends off MySpace. I'm not even
Oh,
joking. Like I have actively tried to get on MySpace because I have all of my California friends on there and I can't find them on Facebook and it upsets me. So if anybody wants to tell me how to get on MySpace, I will take all the tips.
yeah, we weren't even doing dial-up yet in the 80s. It was phenomenal.
That dial-up sound, oh my goodness, it was rough.
Okay, so now switching gears a little bit, just kind of, right? So
Oh yeah,
talking about
don't
the
get
hustle, because I mean, you love well, but you work your butt off. I mean, you work hard. So it's not just oh my God, everyone. It's just okay, but we're making moves. So talking through Dream 1000, not seen the hashtag Pam video, I promise you, that was just, oh my gosh. And then conversations that we've had, and then she took it to another level and just, oh my word, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? So, with the things that you were doing in terms of just maximizing that presence and points, I know that again, Dream 1000 was just, it was all pointing to and geared towards helping people to better understand the structure and create their business. So thinking about how things went for you in terms of Dream 1000 with creating that point structure, were there different kind of, not necessarily hacks, but strategies, ideas that you are already using already, or you go, oh wow, you know what? I'm glad that I had this experience because now it's helping me to realize that I should be doing this moving forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think Dream 1000 helped you to close the deal on really pushing Essential Rewards and signing up with Essential Rewards because, you
Mm-hmm.
know, for me, it was, I had, so last month we had 15 signups, 14 of them got on with ER.
Okay.
So I wanted those extra 4 points. You know what I mean? I was like
Mm-hmm.
driving towards those points. And
Mm-hmm.
now I just have the verbiage of, hey, you're signing up. Do you want to set it up so that you get free product? And they'll be like, yeah, how do I do that? Oh, I'm going to sign you up for Central Rewards. It's awesome. It's a monthly ordering program. But I'm going to call you next month and either we're going to change your order to like some other products to get chemicals out of your house or we can cancel, I'll cancel it for you. You know what I mean? So like
Mm-hmm.
it opened up that dialect of being able to kind of land that plane easier and more
Mm-hmm.
confidently than, you know,
Yeah.
before. So I think that helped.
Very cool.
Stacking, like I've gotten about 20 points in rank ups every month, 20 to
Wow.
between 30. But, you know, what I would do is I would stack a star under someone who need to be senior star. So then I'm getting 10 points out of
Mm-hmm.
one move. You know, so I'd
Got
be
it.
moving people and then, you know, that would rank two different people up and I'd get double the points. So, you
Yeah.
know, it was more like looking at my downline and being strategic about where I was placing people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I don't know. For me, just do the things, right? So I
Yeah.
know you plan the things. I do the things. That's why you and I
Yeah.
work very well together. Because
Exactly.
I come to you and say, hey, we need to go do something. And then
Mhm.
you're planning it. I'm like, well, reel back in, sister. And then you'll reel me in because you're like, hold up, we got
Mhm.
a plan. And I'm like, well, but
Mhm.
I got to do, you know what I mean? So like we work well together
Exactly.
because I'll run.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, Dream 1000 was awesome. I love anything that Young Living does. There is
Mhm.
a complete psychology behind everything they do. Always watch what they do and mimic it.
Mhm.
You know,
Nice.
any sale you do, mimic Young Living sale because they're doing it for a reason. There's a reason why they're doing it.
Mhm.
They see the bigger numbers, but we need to kind of look when they put something out, look in the background in the shadow and go, well,
Mhm.
why would they do that? And then when you
Mhm.
understand that, then you'll understand how to market that because
Understood.
you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
that's kind of like, well, I'll sit back here and I'll go, oh, okay. So what they want to understand, they like you're saying, showing the structure, showing
Mhm.
people like this is what you're supposed to be doing. These are
Yeah.
all the steps of being successful. So okay,
Mhm.
now what you and I can do is over the next couple months is mimic something like that for our team because they've
Mhm.
shown us the foundation of what it looks like to do it properly. Now
Yeah.
you and I can go and work off the same point system and
Yeah.
offer an iPad Air or I don't know, whatever else people like getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
Exactly.
watch what they do, apply it to your business.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. And funny enough, I guess we ended up doing that a little bit over the summer when we put together. So she and I put together this kind of summer school type program where it was all with this idea of if we find a way to be able to educate our members, prospects all together, the more that they see and have those exposures, the more they'll realize, oh, wait, I didn't know that I could use lemon in that way. Or, oh, what is this about Progestins Plus? I've got to have it in my life. And it's done in this way that's really fun, that's really engaging, that yes, they're getting something out of it, but what they're really getting is that education and that firm foundation and that greater confidence that when they sign up on ER, they know, okay, these are the things that I would want to be able to place in my order. And it's not just kind of I'm just gonna order some tea tree, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
good.
Education is key. So
Mhm.
anytime that you can incentivize education, you should be doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. I'll have to think some more on that one. Maybe I have to do some more stuff with it. Okay, and so wrapping it up, because I know we're right at about 30 minutes, and I know that some folk may need to hop off and do some other pieces. So, two quick questions. So, talking about your work flow in terms of work-life flow, because of course, you're on the road, you've got family, you're homeschooling, and your people are not, it's not like they're 10 and 14. How old are the
No,
boys
they're
now?
tiny. 4 and 6 and 15.
Wow. And so, yeah, so that whole process of, okay, I'm doing the work, I'm connecting with people, I'm supporting my family, I'm loving my husband. I realize that you and I have already had balance is not a real word. It's just kind of, we're just kind of
No.
moving. So, yeah, so what are some things that you found to be helpful in making things flow smoother? We'll try it that way.
An awesome planner. Okay, so
Ooh.
all right. I am not tech savvy. I don't
Mhm,
understand the Google things. I don't have an Apple. I don't understand all that stuff.
mhm,
Trello is great. I'm
mhm.
trying
So
paper and
proud.
pen. I'm a paper and pen kind of girl, right? So for me, my days look so different because I homeschool, because we volunteer, because we're on a mountain and I have no service. So there
Mhm,
can't be clock in, clock out. That's just not even how it
mhm,
happens. So like even the flow we have right now, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I go outside to where there's Wi-Fi. And
mhm,
first off, I'll do a gratitude walk. I encourage gratitude walks. Take a 5-10 minute walk every single morning and literally just focus on what you're thankful for and then sit down.
mhm,
Before I even open up my phone, I sit in front of my planner and I write out the ideas of what I have for the day. So this isn't even like
mhm.
what I need to do. It's kind of like what my thought is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I need to call certain people. I need to do certain care calls. I'm like literally looking at my schedule so that I can kind of like talk it
Yeah.
out. Reach
Yeah.
out to 10 people and ask them to share this month. with my help.
Yeah.
So then cancel certain ERs or add people on ER, call this person.
Mm-hmm.
While driving, watch Lindsay's email. Like there's like I literally am writing down what I'm watching as I'm driving because
Mm-hmm.
and then when I do it, I check it off.
Gotcha.
So give me like 5 more minutes. Can y'all give me 5 more minutes?
Yeah.
You need water?
Cool.
Sorry. See, workflow. I'm at a park. I'm in the parking lot because I had Wi-Fi here and the kids are at the park playing with Shane. So that is literally how we do our business
Mhm.
is I
Mhm.
have to fit it in where I can fit it in. So we
Exactly.
had to go to the store and I was like, well, I got to be on a call at 7. So we're going to go to the park. You guys are going to play. I'll sit in here for 30 minutes and then we'll be done. So
Mhm.
like, it's for me, it's finding it. You always make a way. Whenever you
Mhm.
decide to do this business, you're either going to make a way or make an excuse. So you decide
Mhm.
that. That's the only thing
Yeah.
that you have control over. So I can't control that something's going to happen that's going to get in the way of my schedule, but I can control that there is something on my schedule today. And if I don't get it done today, I need to
Mhm.
find time tonight. And if you know what I mean? So by
Yeah.
tonight, I need to have this checked off. And if I
Mhm.
don't, it usually upsets me. And then I have to move it to the next day. And then that messes up my
Mhm.
planner. And then I get really angry. So
Yeah.
I try not to do that.
Yeah.
But like,
Apologies. Yeah.
right. So for me, I'll come and I try not to have mom guilt because I'm with my
Mhm.
kids all the time, right? Like I
Mhm.
deserve some sort of pin somewhere. There's no babysitters on the road. We don't have
Exactly.
family. We're homeschooling. When we volunteer, they volunteer with us. When we
Mhm.
work, they work with us. When
Mhm.
everything we do with our
Mhm.
kids. So when I
Mhm.
come to a park and I plant myself on a picnic bench and I say, hey guys, go play for an hour and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to do my IPAs and I'm going to be watching you because I'll make sure you're not being stolen. But like sometimes, you
Mhm.
get like those snarky moms that give you looks like, why aren't you on the ground playing with your kids? I want to be like, you
Mhm.
don't even know, sister. I am always with my
Oh my
kids. Like
kids.
we are literally going to the library after here and we will sit and we
Mhm.
will read and then I'll go home and we'll work on the alphabet. You know what I mean? So I think that
Mhm.
like it's definitely finding a balance, but I say all of that because I think sometimes we have mom guilt. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I have mom guilt about like being successful and being the
Mhm.
breadwinner. And Shane doesn't make a paycheck. Like Shane's doing a job right now. That is his first paycheck in,
Mhm.
I don't know, like 9 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one, emotionally, it's a totally different world here. But
Mhm.
also like to go, hey kids, I need an hour. I
Mhm.
need to go outside by myself in the morning. And Shane, you need to get up and make sure the kids are okay and that they have breakfast because I have to work from 6 to 8 so that you can volunteer from 8 to 3 so that I can
Mhm.
then tap in back in from 6 to 8. You know what I mean? So like you
Yeah.
find a way and the numbers aren't all the same, but we try to make
Mhm.
it work wherever we are.
Yeah.
And that's just it. We don't make an excuse. I figure it out no matter where. If I'm on a mountain and I don't have
Mhm.
service, I'm going to drive to the bottom of the mountain, make sure I can make sure it happens. It's not going to
Yeah.
be all the time, but I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, that wraps it up in terms of that last question that I have, because I always want to ask of just if there's someone who's on the fence about actively sharing what you would share with them. And it's just that either you make a way or you make an excuse. It's really up to you in terms of if you're going
Right.
to do it or not. And so I don't know if there's anything else you would want to add to that if there was someone who was sitting on the fence of just, I don't know if I want to do this thing or not.
And this is what I kind of say to people who are nervous about sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I say it as, okay, so where have these oils changed your life? And,
Mm-hmm.
they'll answer back. I have more energy. I sleep better. I feel better. I love
Mm-hmm.
better. I
Mm-hmm.
I do all these things better. I'm like, well, why don't you want that for everybody else? Why are you being greedy?
Mm-hmm.
Stop being greedy. You know what I mean? So like it isn't
Yeah.
even the business. Like what I do
Mhm.
is hustle, what you do is hustle. There's
Mhm.
also people who could just help people. They just love people with a
Mhm.
kid. You know what I mean? So it's those
Yeah.
small little shares that I think
Mhm.
really change the world because those are the ones that
Yeah.
reach more people. You and
Sure.
I reach people, but it's everybody going, I just want to make my neighbor, my sister, my cousin, I just want to help all of those people. So for me,
Mhm.
I say share that. Like that's more
Yeah.
important to me this hustle is great and this is fun because we've built relationships and bonds and we love doing this together and I love our tribe and all of
Mhm.
that stuff. I think that's all great and Young Living is seriously different than any other company, but
Yeah.
it's more helping people. And why wouldn't you want to, like, why wouldn't you want to help someone else, you know? Why wouldn't you want
Exactly.
to help them feel better? That's all. That's where I
Exactly.
get it at. And
Yeah.
then when you get into the hustle mode, it's why wouldn't you want someone else to find financial freedom? Because when I ranked a silver up, I bawled my eyes out, like legit bawled my eyes out. I'm like, seriously, my eyes tearing
Wow.
up right now thinking about it because I
Wow.
know what that paycheck did for that family. And like, if you think it's cool to
Mhm.
help somebody with their knee discomfort, I'm going to tell you it's really cool to help somebody with their financial discomfort. When they're like on the phone
Mm.
crying with you, going, we are going to Disney because of Young Living. Because
Wow.
of this, I'm paying my car payment. Because of Young Living, I'm paying my mortgage. Because of Young Living, I'm not stressing this month because of Young. And I'm like, ah, like bawling like an idiot, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Happy tears. Happy tears.
Right, right. Okay, so one quick thing is everybody was asking what my planner
Yeah.
was. It's actually
Yeah.
a Christian planner. So it's called Christian Planner. See that CP?
Oh,
My
nice.
mother-in-law got it for me. It is the coolest planner ever. If you love Jesus like
Nice.
I love Jesus, you're gonna
Mhm.
love it. So just go Google Christian Planner. It's a really good planner. Um, it has places for notes and sermons and Bible studies and all that stuff. So I have everything in
Ooh.
here, and it's just a really, really good planner.
That's so fabulous. Oh my
Oh, it
goodness. Oh my
totally is.
goodness. Oh,
Yeah, it
I
is.
love it. All right. Well,
Okay.
I know you're about to hop off, so you can go and enjoy the kids and head to the library. And I was going to say, you guys, if you've enjoyed this conversation, we are going to keep it going next Tuesday. So whether you're in a place where you're going, I'm not sure what I think about the business, or I'm just, okay, I am all in with this thing. Let's do this. Tell me more about how this works. So next Tuesday, we're going to post in the comments a kind of blurb as well as a Zoom call link. So you can join us. It's called What's the Biz? It's on Tuesday, August 27th. It's going to be at, working through the time zones, 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're in Pittsburgh and Florida, for the most part, all of Florida, good portion of Florida, you're at 9. Central Alabama, Mississippi, all the way on up. Okay, that's going to be 8. And then if you're in the mountains, you're at 6. And if you got folk who are in California, sorry, California is at 6. Mountain is at 7. I've got this. You'll see it in there. It'll have
Yeah.
all the things. Yeah,
All there. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So the both of us will be in there again doing just Q&A, answering questions. It's going to be fantastic. Be sure to tell your teams, get all your folk in there. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so
So
excited, man. I love talking about the business. It makes me happy.
it does. It does. And
Yeah.
talking to you makes me happy.
Aw, I love you.
Love
You're so sweet.
you.
Okay.
All right, you
All right,
guys.
girl.
So
Thanks
we're
for
gonna
having me
hop in.
on. I appreciate you. It was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be able to answer any questions and help
Oh
as
yeah.
many people as I can.
Yeah. And you
Okay.
do it so beautifully and well. All right, you guys. Well, have a great night, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.